Oh, hi! Welcome to Sewing Nerd Studios. I am Jo, and this week I'm going to take it nice and easy. I'm just going to take you on a tour of my battle vests. One I made multiple years ago and definitely looks different than it once did. This other one I recently put together. I haven't actually added that much, so we'll do this one first and then we'll get into the good stuff. So if you want to hang out, learn about some of my lore and just things I really like, stick around and I'll show you why I added what I added to this. It's getting heavy. That's something people don't tell you about when you're working on one of these, especially if you're adding enamel pins and buttons and stuff, is it beefs it up weight-wise, and denim is already not a lightweight material. So let's get into it, shall we? So yeah, first up is this more recent make where I've still got my pink elephant binding on the arm size. If you know, you know. Then my Run the Jewels patch, and I do have some newer pins. This is a jackalope pin that my partner got me, and then both of these are from Ashley Morgan. They were a gift in a very lovely care package she sent me. This one is Mothman. It says, "Believe in yourself." And then this is going to blow your mind. Are you ready? It moves. You can abduct and unabduct the cow, and it makes me very happy. I still have this trim along the pockets, and this seemed to bother some people, but I have this galaxy fabric only along this one chunk. I will add something else to the rest of the bottom. I just haven't decided what that's going to be. Also, if you never saw the original video, this was quilted by Rainbow Rack Boutique. I bought this for myself for my birthday 2 years ago, I think now, maybe last year. And it's so beautiful. It's all done with scrap material, and this is already like an upcycled jacket that they hand dyed, and I love it very, very much. We'll start off with the main attraction on my regular wash denim, which is my Big D and the Kids Table back patch, where I took a t-shirt that had gotten stained and everything, and I put SF101 interfacing, like a woven interfacing, just to sturdyify it a little bit, and then I zigzag stitched around the whole border, and it's held up really well. I've had to wash this a couple times. Then this used to have some similar My Little Pony patches that were Harry Potter creatures, but for obvious reasons, because we don't tolerate TERFs around here, those have been removed. But this is My Little Sebastian patch from my friend Samowitch's shop that is now called Lemon Brain Club, and I love that very much. Then a Fraggle Rock patch I got myself in high school and had on a hoodie I used to wear all the time. Yet again, some jackalope representation. Then I think both of these were on my original layout. I moved basically everything around. So this is Westbound Train, which is a ska reggae band from Boston I used to go see a lot. And then this is from The Hives. It's their crest, and I just really like seeing that band. I've seen them 2 or 3 times, and they've been incredible every time. Then overlapping on the shoulder here, this says Cuidado, which is a hardcore side project from one of the members of Big D and the Kids Table. Actually, maybe a couple members. I think they're a lot of fun. All right, then swinging around, I guess I have double jackalope representation. One on the front, one on the back, right? So this is actually a lino cut print that I made when I made my own patches. So this is like a design I created, and I love it very much. I should make another set. Also, this is one of the first times I ever printed, so I didn't do a very good job, but I love lino block printing everything, so this means a lot to me because it was like a step into a new genre of ideas that I've been working on over the years. So this is a patch I made. This still makes me laugh whenever I think about it. Dog fart, cat barf. I made a stencil and just did acrylic paint through the stencil to create this, but if you know what video I'm talking about, I'll link that in the description as well. It's like 4 seconds long. It's disgusting, but it does make me laugh every time. And then this is a Nightbirds patch. This is like a surf punk band that is no longer together, but they put out some really fun music. Then this enamel pin is their logo, so that is also some Nightbirds representation on here. Then this patch here is from the Field Museum. If you watch the show The Brain Scoop, that's what this is referencing. It says everything is dead. I really like Emily Grassley and the stuff that she creates, and I really like natural history museums. So I've actually been to the Field Museum a couple times. And last trip, I bought patches for everybody that's part of my mail time tier on Patreon. So they got one of those with a little note about my trip, and I love it very much. Then this is my favorite patch that's ever existed. I had asked for it for Christmas one year, and it came with a like pouch that I also received, but I think something happened and like it accidentally got thrown out. I think it got like left in the mailer for some reason and got tossed out. So I reordered this for myself because it says eat trash never die. Sorry, eat filth never die. And it's a raccoon on the Space Needle, and it just delights me to no end. I want to bring this kind of feral energy to the world, you know? Then I guess these are technically patches. This is the most fun edition since my initial update, which is stained glass window patches from Sunny Fox Apothecary. It comes as like a little kit, and you can order as many windows as you want with whatever color border, and yeah, again, I'll have so many links in the description for you. So these were super fun to put on. They definitely catch the light in a multitude of ways and are just very fun. I like them. Okay, on to the pins and buttons. So these two are from a hop company. Yakima Valley is where a lot of hops that are made into beer in the US come from. And they sponsored a Pink Boots Society event I went to, where we were doing like a palate training thing to figure out like if a beer tastes bad in this way, like if it tastes like cardboard, this is what went wrong in the process. If it tastes like canned corn, this is what went wrong in the brewing process. So it was really cool to learn. Then this is from a brewery that I really like called From the Barrel. And this, I actually don't remember the name of the business, but it's a like clothing design company that's local. It's all really spooky stuff. And I already followed them on Instagram. Again, I will link below. They do art, like can art and chalkboard art for a local brewery. And then I was actually pouring beer at a beer shop, like a bottle shop, and they were working. And I was like, hold on a second. I recognize you. I actually already follow your stuff on Instagram. And then they ran out to their car and they gave me this pin. Then hidden back here a little bit is a pin from my friend Brendan McCormick Art. Bean McCormick Art is their internet handle, but it says, I got my ear infected at Claire's. And my ears, even 20 plus years later, are still completely fucked from going to Claire's. So just don't do it. Go to a tattoo/piercing shop to get your ears pierced. Don't let teenagers mutilate your head. Okay, then up on the actual lapel next to my Nightbirds pin. This is from John Green's book, The Fault in Our Stars. This was part of a little gift package on dftba.com where you got like the audiobook. It also came with a drawstring backpack, like those gym bags. And then I feel like something else came with it, but I was really excited about this lapel pin. So I bought myself one, and then I bought one for a friend. One of two Johnny Cupcakes buttons that I have on here. I got this with my t-shirt I bought from there 20 years ago. Still not over the interaction I got to have with him last year, where we talked for so long and he was so encouraging and like, I don't know. I feel good about my art after talking with him. So I just very much appreciate that. Then this is a little hard to see, but it's my friend Sean P. Rogan. He was putting this out when he was doing a lot of like solo acoustic shows. He actually runs a music school now in Cranston, Rhode Island, but he was the original guitar player for Big D and the Kids Table. And I think he's just a real good dude. So then this side, our buttons include Fucked Up. It's a hardcore band from Canada. I've seen them several times and they put on a hell of a show, man. These are mostly little local New Hampshire bands. This is a Phenomenauts pin. They're like a concept album, concept band. Like they're all playing characters in a very Aquabats kind of way, but they're people that live on a space station. And it's a little surfy rockabilly-ish. Really enjoyed seeing them live. I saw them at the Middle East Upstairs because they're not a very popular band and it's a very small venue, but I had an absolute blast. This was the band, the Asthmatics, that got me into like street punk bands. I actually had a dream about talking about them last night, maybe because I knew I was filming this video, but the Asthmatics were like what started it all for me. I was already listening to some punk bands like NoFX and Mighty Mighty Bosstones and stuff like that, but going to local gigs and everything, I started seeing them in high school because they added me on MySpace shortly after I got my driver's license, and I'd go see them at this tiny little coffee shop that would host shows at night, and then they started hosting like poetry nights regularly, and because of friends I made at both asthmatic shows and poetry nights, I ended up meeting my partner, and we celebrated 14 years earlier this year. So I blame that band for how my life is now, in that very butterfly effect kind of way. Had they not added me on MySpace, I wouldn't be here. So this here is for a band called Georgian, which is named after a man also called Georgian, and that is what he looks like. And then The Lanterns was a very cute, like, indie punk band that used to play in the coastal New Hampshire area. Then, moving up a little bit, actually, I think the only pin I haven't mentioned in this section is Electro Boy, which goes right along with this pin, which are both from the Mighty Boosh online store from, I think, literally like 18 years ago. I can't find these pins anywhere, even in like a secondhand seller eBay type situation. I have a ring I wear that's also from that store, and that show hasn't existed for a long time. But this is both references to that. I actually created a whole shirt based on that character. So I tried to hand stitch Noir over here. I got a little chain. I got a kiss patch. And then, oh, that's where those buttons went. Okay, so I have a skull and crossbones patch on this. I thought I had a Loxley pin, and I hadn't been able to find it for ages, but now I know. So Techno Mouse is also from that Mighty Boosh pin collection. That red one is Westbound Train, and then that one to the side is, it says Loxley Loves Me. A fun little side quest story about the Loxley pin is I was at a concert with some friends, and I lost it. It like fell off of the thing I was wearing, and I was really upset about it. And then I was walking back to the car with the friends I went to the show with, and it was in one of their pockets. They were like, what is in my, they didn't keep stuff in their pockets, and they went to dig it out and they found that pin. Oh, we're literally almost done. This has gone quicker than I was anticipating. I thought this would be like an hour and a half long video. This is a little gummy bear pin from Ellis Woolies shop. They're from the UK and they're really lovely, and I absolutely love their like critter art and just their whole ethos. They're delightful. And then this, actually, I have complicated feelings about this pin now that I'm thinking about it. This was gifted from someone I'm no longer friends with, and that's not the problem, because I have gone skydiving a couple times, if I've never mentioned that before. It was something I was really interested in, like, pursuing as a job, like, being the person that does the jump with people and, like, films them, because my friend Sean P. Rogan used to do that. That's how I got into skydiving, was because of him. But this is actually from something called the Life Scouts that Alex Day put together. And part of me is like, I don't know a single person that would recognize that that's where this is from, but I hadn't really thought about the implications of that. If you don't know, we don't support Alex Day over here. That's like old school YouTube stuff. If you don't know who he is, don't go down the rabbit hole. Don't worry about it. Yeah, this is a pin he designed because he was trying to come up with stuff that was for little like checkpoints for adults that really like collecting merit badges and things, and I liked that concept. That's gotta be a thing other people have come up with, though. If you know anybody that does stuff like that, let me know, because I'm very interested in like pursuing that and supporting creators that aren't Alex Day. Let me know your thoughts if I should take this off. I'm not gonna fight it if I should take it off. And feeling the way I'm feeling, I feel like I probably should just do that. You know what? We're just gonna take it off because I feel icky keeping it on there. Hi, I'm editing this, and I just realized I didn't tell you about like one of the most important things on here, which is this pin that Sarah made me. It says trans rights are human rights. Because that's really, really goddamn important. Then the other thing I didn't mention is this Salem pin. That's actually the House of Seven Gables. Which if you ever go to Salem, Massachusetts, that is my favorite tour to do. It's the house where Nathaniel Hawthorne lived. The guy that wrote Scarlet Letter and some other things. But yeah, it reminds me of some of the literal only trips my family ever took anywhere. Is we went to Salem a couple times. And it's very special to me. So, yeah. Okay, and just like that, we're already done, which is good. It's so humid. And even just the few minutes that took to do, I am so sticky all over. So I want to turn my fans on. I have had such a frantic week, but I also feel like I haven't actually gotten anything done, which I feel like is a regular feeling for me. I did go away to visit some friends over the long weekend, so that was really nice. Good to just check out for a couple days. I ate some very good food and got to hang out with pups, including Bert. Bert was with us the whole time. He's so good in the car. I'm so appreciative of that because I know not every pet travels well, so like me going to see people is much easier because of that. Though he's 17, he has some horror show accidents. He was so good while we were up there, but the crimes that dog has committed since we've gotten back home are unspeakable. But old dogs are gonna do old dog stuff, and it's not his fault. Sometimes it feels a little personal and spiteful, but he gets a pass because he's a million. I did send out mail time Patreon perks for this month. It's art from a friend of mine that I really like. It will actually tie back to one of the things I was referencing here, though it is a different creature getting abducted. Thank you to everybody over on my Patreon for letting me do this for one of my jobs. It's the best. If you want to see some behind the scenes stuff, I made this dress 2 weeks ago and I have already made like another version of it that I've been wearing a bunch. If you want to see what that looks like, that's over on my Patreon, plus a little bit of a like craft store, art store, quilt shop, all in one haul. If you want to see some like super cute spooky material that I got, and also some other sewing notions. I got a really cool tool that I'm pumped about. There's a video talking about that. And then me ranting too long about tummy problems, but that's just my life. So if you have any interest, that went up at the beginning of this week. And I think that's going to do it for me, or things are going to start getting real weird around here. So I will see you back here with another video in 2 Fridays. Thank you so much for hanging out. Okay, so I was just calling my doctor's office back because they had left a voicemail while I was filming because I had my phone muted, right? And then I left my purse in my car, so I had to walk outside and down the driveway to go get it. And I went to open the door while on the phone with the receptionist, and a fucking turkey came out of nowhere and scared the absolute shit out of me. So while on the phone with this woman, I was like, ah! She was checking if I was okay. But I immediately started laughing once the turkey started running opposite direction. It was just one turkey by itself, thank goodness. But like, they are my mortal enemy. I have a visceral reaction to seeing them. It makes me want to pull my spine out of my body. It's funny too, because after I finished filming and I checked my phone, I was like, oh, I didn't have any like silly little end clips. So here you go. Thank you for being here. I'm gonna go.